Tes. Halo. Hai. Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang semuanya. Aduh, ngantuk banget. I need help. I'm so sleepy. Tapi demi menyelesaikan Archon Quest ya. Penasaran sama ceritanya. Gimana endingnya? Meskipun belum ending sih. Iyalah baru chapter 1 nggak sih? Harusnya. Jadi ya begitulah. Tapi sebelum itu kita daily dulu. Kui. Aduh, ada dailynya pada gelut semua lagi. 1 lagi. Oh ini. Oh, nyingkirkan kabut elektro. Oke. Semoga nggak spawn monsternya. Karena carku car cilik. Nggak ada yang di build. Kecingnya aja level 6. Muhehehehehe. Emang zaman sekarang siapa yang mau pakai kecing sih? Saya. Mak kau punya? Alah. Alah.
Over here. Surprise.
Ya elah, ada itu lagi. No dong. Ya lama ini mah. Ada momon. Skip dulu deh. Bye. Masalahnya monsternya harus dilawan sih. Nggak bisa kabur. Aduh, ada lagi. Tidak. Ganti car dong gue. Mau ganti dulu, mau ganti.
I charge a higher rate to meet up. Keep within the wall. Inadmissible evidence.
Satu lagi mana tadi? Bentar. Staminanya habis start. Aku tenggelam. Tadi di mana sih? Monster animo. Oh ini. Asyik.
Speed of light.
Gacha nggak mau. Mau simpen buat Furina dulu atau Rio. Rio the Slay. Slay Olay. Kenapa kalian hobi banget ngegacha, guys?
Sounds good to me.
Don't blink.
Scanning.
Nowhere to hide.
Adorn my night.
Apa?
Gacha.
Gacha apa?
Gacha.
Gacha nggak mau. Ngapain?
Itu si Harley.
Selama ada gamenya dan belum ada karakternya gacha terus. No. Aku bukan orang yang seperti itu.
Watch and learn.
Aku tipe menabung, meskipun nabungnya juga kadang bukan habis. Menabungnya tuh kadang gimana ya? Ogah-ogahan. Kayak misalkan waktu ngegacha Raiden nabung sampai 20.000 terus habis itu dihabisin terus.
You lead the way. Thank you for Add
Masak dulu ya sih. Salah pencet. Males banget di dekat papan iklan, mak. Ini kompornya. Bete gue. Masak ayam. Kalau nggak ayam, kalau nggak sweet madam, masak itu. Jamur. Matsutake. Yang ini. Aku belum login di Discord aku. Gak ada notif deh. Hehehe. Harus semua orang di Discord harus tahu. Ya nggak? Ngeteh lagi. Ngeteh kan? Ngopi lagi. Aku mau. Enggak. Apa? Kan jarang-jarang. Enggak deh. Enggak.
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
lanjut quest nggak nih? Roman ritime flower, apa itu? Lu udah di bawah ya? Tapi bingungnya nih, kota di Fontaine ditembokin semua. Jadi bingung ke lautnya ke arah mana ya? Teifat. Sini. Dikelilingin tembok semua, keluarnya gimana? Masa naik kereta dulu sih? Capek dong. Apa dari sini bisa? Belum terlalu familiar
Make my escape.
sama tempatnya. Wih, ada chest. Wih, ada hydroculus.
Yes, ada. Yes,
Chest aja.
ada.
Iya ya, sama ya, dada ya, sama peti.
Yes apa chest?
Chest, nggak ada casing.
Yes,
Itu casing.
casting.
Tulisannya
Yes,
gimana?
uang.
Cash.
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 Aduh, ribet.
Membacanya cash kok. Chest. Jadi ngikut kamu deh.
Yes. Jadi peti atau dada?
Peti lah konteksnya, aduh. Please deh. Tolong.
Gimana yang bener?
Lah, gimana? Bilang ya bener.
Make my escape.
Kalau ada hydroculus mau mau dicatat biar nggak ribet. Udah di mark di itu interaktif map, biarin deh. Kok di sini nggak ada? Oh, sini. Naik dulu kan? Wih. Oh, udah yang ini. Berarti kita mark pin dulu. Oke. Kalau chest gampang lah nyari itunya. Maksudnya cepat atau lambat juga akan ditemukan gitu. Cakep banget. Something detail yang ada di sini ketika kita nyelam beneran gak ada musiknya dong. Suara air doang. How cool is that? Ya gak sih? Ini diapain? Oh ini. Ntar catat dulu di mana nih? Bingung lautnya ini yang di mana tuh? Oh, tengah sini kah? Berarti oh, kurang lebih di sini. Oh iya betul. Asik. Gimana caranya dengan astaga. Cuman 10 detik, 25 detik lagi waktunya. Mana cukup. Wait. Bisa nggak ya? Lupa kalau bisa itu. Tahan. Ulang. Ini. Oh sama aja damage-nya. Kurang gede deh. Ntar aja lah. Bye. Nah, udah. GG. Apa nih GG? Diapain ya? Titik lemah memancarkan cahaya khusus. Oh. Jadi dibuka berkali-kali aja kah? GG udah sepuh, apanya sepuh. Udah semi hiatus ini statusnya bang. Nah, potongnya bagian mana sih? Binun. Entahlah. Pakai skill ikan potong. Itu skill yang mana? Kayaknya belum dapet deh. Belum explore terlalu banyak itu. Tuh damage aja kecil banget, ampun deh. Set. Gini, nggak bisa skill, nggak bisa Q. How? Mungkin. Apa nih? Xenochromatic Hunter Stray. Dapat membidik lebih dahulu sebelumnya. Kok dapat skill? Kalau ada ikan potong di sekitar situ. Itu yang tadi bukan? Wah, isi, paham Mbak. Oke, terima kasih. Oh, ternyata ke ikan itu dulu ya. Ikan pari dulu ya. Oke, terima kasih infonya. Ya, ini apa nih? Gak bisa ya? Tahu aja gue mau ngambil ya lah.
Just.
Hmm?
Ada.
Apa?
Ada.
Iya, ada dada. Tidak. Wah, ini ngambilnya gimana? Hmm. Tapi kalau kita keluar dari air, skillnya hilang lagi ya? Berarti kah harus ke ikan pari dulu dong? Si chest. Oke, keluar. Terus masuk lagi. Oh, gitu caranya. Oke. Semakin dekat kepada apa namanya? Semakin dekat diriku kepada banner Furina. Anjay. Mending Furina apa Rio? Om Rio ya? Pengen dua-duanya tapi. Hmm. Hmm. Tempat apa ini kok ada wolf juga? Kayak di Inazuma aja. Serem kayak satanis bentuknya. Apa nih? Aduh, pingnya tinggi banget nih, kenapa nih? Kamu pakai itu kah? Download buat download? Kok tinggi ya tiba-tiba? Apa sih? Apa? Enggak sih. Hmm? Oh, nggak login sih. Kelihatannya gimana? Nggak. Eh. Nggak ada. Aman. Iya. Dundu, 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 dundu. Hydrogranumnya buat apa? Di negara kaya akan elemen hydro, tentu hal ajaib. Oh, tapi nggak untuk itu apa? Menyelesaikan riddle sederhana kah atau gimana?
Squall Fury.
Oh, ini ya. Oh, nggak bisa masuk. Nah. Dibawa kemana nih kita? Waduh, 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 apa ini? Hydroculus kah? Wah, lucu banget. Gemes. Hati-hati jatuh. Wih, luxury chest. Mantap.
You even want this?
Nah. Sebuah tips ya, gengs, untuk mendapatkan luxurious chest. Silakan dicoba. Mantap. Ini kayaknya harus pakai MC ya.
This world is full of
Loh, kok berkurang HP-nya? Astaga, ternyata bisa tuh lewat sini. Tadi ngapain manjat?
Ninjutsu!
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night into the wind. Behold! You dare to gaze upon me?
Bombs away!
Brings a smile to my face.
Aduh, nyuruh bunuh bos elit nih. Ntar aja lah kalau itu. Hehehe. Oke, kemana dulu ya? Udahlah, lanjut quest aja kalau gitu.
Swollen fury.
What's
Behold!
Ikuti sidang. Waduh.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
Halo Bang. Iya Bang, halo.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Selamat datang.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette,
Hmm.
at least we will be supporting them from the
Ngantuk.
stands. Besides,
Ketidur
I
deh.
doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do. Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then. Best of luck to you.
Mana sidangnya? Oh, ini dia.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed. No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help. Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your
Aduh, rese deh.
investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
Waduh, kirain udah ada. Belum,
But
masih
don't let
sedikit
that stop
nih.
you. I shall be
Ayo,
terribly disappointed
dikumpulkan
should
milestone
you,
saya.
my most anticipated foe,
Supaya bisa bikin
concede
Discord
so
bareng.
easily.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Live-nya nggak full layar gitu. Kenapa?
Right here.
widescreen?
Soalnya layar monitornya widescreen. Harap dimaklumi. Jadi kayak bioskop ya. Tapi harusnya ininya Sawery aja itu tahu. Di satu layarin sama itu aja. Jangan di background hitamnya. But anyway, nggak apa-apa lah.
Kelihatan full.
Iya.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
Yoi, nonton
I was
film.
right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Widescreen kayak bioskop.
Look at those scales. Could those mean... Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The
House of the Hearth?
Apa itu? Mereka berdua fatui. House of the Heart apa?
No wonder they did something like this.
Waduh, dipojokin lagi ya masih Arkon Rese.
Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off. Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry.
Bener.
Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Oh, anggota fatui.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
She know it
I'm
all.
sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
But why are you hiding it from
Yeah.
us?
Sorry. Paimon just knew where to start. We trusted you two.
Langsung menyesal jadi lawyer
Our
mereka.
entire reasoning on the assumption that you set the wrong tone or anything. But Luna's
Ngeselin.
really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75
Bang
seconds
saya
to count
quest
down
dulu,
from
dadah.
60, while
Okay,
I would only
dadah.
need 15 to get to
Have a
the
good
opposite
day.
box.
Thank you.
So, after
You
jumping
too.
into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via
Selamat
the vent,
mengerjakan
and went to
quest
investigate the
dan
room in
menabung
which the core
Primojem.
is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh? Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lah. Kumisan dia. Lucu banget. Oke, lanjut sidang. Let's go. What's the truth?
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Cari bagian tidak valid berdasarkan penjelasan kejadian di udara pihak lain. Naon sih? Aduh, maaf telat kak. Hakim memutuskan. Yoi. Gak apa-apa telat, santai aja. Tidak valid berdasarkan kejadian di turah lain. Manfaatkan bukti dan petunjuk diperoleh dari investigasi kejadian untuk membantah pernyataan yang tidak valid dan menggantikan dugaan yang baru. Manfaatkan bantahanmu untuk meyakinkan hadirin di lokasi, sehingga sudut pandangmu bisa memperoleh dukungan lebih kuat. Oratris juga lebih. Oratris itu yang timbangan itu. Setelah menemukan pembatasan tidak valid, kau bisa menyelesaikan lingkaran sanggahanmu. Aduh, rumit banget, tolong.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
No.
This time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught
Aku aja asal
Lenny
mencet di sini.
red-handed.
Gagal gak? Bisa failed gak?
So
Diulang
Lenny
gitu.
proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Lenny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Furina ngomongnya tuh berdasarkan full spekulasi dia, anjir.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's
Fiksi
description of the
banget.
events?
Itunya bukti yang dia sampaikan. Kan dia juga nggak lagi ada di sana. Kenapa dia bisa menyimpulkan demikian? Apakah pihak terdakwa memiliki keberatan?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Lenny experienced and what he saw.
Asal nyablak. Iya, makanya. Kok bisa jadi penuntut? Kunci untuk membantah Lady Farina kronologi kejadian sendiri. Apa yang dialami dan dilihat Lady. Ntar lu. Hitungan mundur dimulai. Kontradiksinya. Dia mengaku tidak menyaksikan kejadian. Tidak apapun. Makin mendukung gak sih ini? Ini. Kurang efektif. Ini dong. Yang mana? Ih, salah semua. Oh, Ini berarti gak bisa di itu dong. Karena kalau si Lini ke ruang oratrice itu fakta. Suara keras itu berasal dari pertikaian antara Lini dan Halsey, namun Lini menutupi kebenaran. Klik asal aja gak sih? Kok salah sebuah yang... Oh ini.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Oh gitu cara mainnya. Aku nggak cocok jadi detektif deh. Ini memukul Halsey hingga pingsan menggunakan vas bunga dan mencopot pakaian perempuan itu. Supaya tidak. Namun apa sebenarnya yang dia ada? Game apa ini? Game detektifan. Apa sebenarnya Lini memang ada dalam
Linny went to the room that contains the oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Memukul Cole hingga pingsan. Bertemu dengan Cole saat kejadian itu seperti memukul Cole. Ini kembali ke ruangan isi sementara ini ya lihat hanyalah apa?
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately.
Bocor.
Oh, sorry. Saya nyanyi.
Siapa di background musiknya nih?
Sorry, kena copyright.
The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
He's innocent. Berhasil membantah.
Paimon did it. Actually managed to say all that.
Iya, ada Paimon paling keren.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident? That's right. My reasoning? If that's the case, then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around. Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Dengan cara apa Anda menghancurkan alibi Lini?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Sekarang siap. Dan sekarang senjata yang Anda siapkan sudah jadi senjataku juga. Aduh, yang mana lagi nih?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Pilih roda gigi di halaman untuk melihat tanyakan kasus.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Could there have been a third?
Aku bilang ada orang ketiga. Keliru.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience.
No way. Berarti dia
The
dong.
deceased's name is Cowell.
Emang dia analisisnya 0 diriku mah. Jadi ingat itu Tears of Themis kayak gini juga deh kayaknya.
Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so?
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be
Si
perpetrator
Line
to
udah
victim.
masuk penjara kalau pengacara kayak gini. Iya lagi. Tidak bisa membela dengan bukti yang valid. Asal ngeklik.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have... Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash, but Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So... No one entered or left the... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... Lenny was not in the tunnel at that... The deceased's
Sang aja lah.
name is Cow...
Nah, hipotesis keliru. Tolong aku pilih yang mana.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant.
Pencet-pencet aja ntar juga ngurut. Padahal niatnya pengen jadi detektif-detektifan. Oh ini udah bener. Oh oke.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at... Halsey's clothing was in the... No one entered or left the...
Ini dong.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Kok keliru? Ya.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared. Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Tunggu.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing... The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. The vase was not broken by chance. It would...
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick. Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, Please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowl.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's...
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial...
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. The deceased's name is Cowell The water from the primordial sea... Lynette was in the magic box on stage. I remember there was something else with... The water from the primordial sea... The rope that strung the water tank... I remember there was something else... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant...
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea... Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. With the remaining evidence But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come
Suaranya
back
ganti
and
bahasa
wound
Jepang.
you.
Gak ada, belum di-download.
Does this not clear all doubt?
Nggak apa-apa belajar
My
bahasa Inggris
dear
kali ya.
citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Download sana. Kok nyuruh, ngapain? Orang lagi mau
Did
quest.
not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props
Ntar dapat
beforehand,
pribogem.
his
Ngaco.
accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a... Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion... Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no... Is this the end of the road?
No way.
Oh no. Paimon can't think of anything either. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
Ini story terus sampai tamat. Enggak diselesain hari ini kayaknya.
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view,
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back
Visual
in the
pirang,
flesh,
visual pirang.
right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that
Dah.
Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Kenapa bisa?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you're the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's... The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened. The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle. Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended. That she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box.
Absen kakak, iya absen ada Mia
He passed the
Empire,
prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the
ada
magic box's
Sikura, ada
door when bringing the
Wardana,
young
ada
woman to said
Mujakir,
box. When the magic trick officially began,
ada
the
kalian
box
semua.
containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon
Yeay,
containing the water.
senang amat di-mention.
If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise.
Aku telat baru balik.
Realizing
Balik
that
dari
there was
mana?
trouble,
Sekolah.
Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid
Dari
until the
Jabal
performance
Magnet.
ended, before
Buset.
hiding in other
Apa tuh?
parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Alhamdulillah.
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette
Mirip apa ya
are
itu
officially
mesin?
declared
Mirip apa
not
yo?
guilty.
Aku tidak tahu.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Tahukah
Next,
Jabal Magnet?
I think we deserve an explanation.
Tahu yang di Arab bukan sih?
How did you find the water from the primordial
Yang kalau
sea
kita
in
datang
Linny's
ke
baggage?
pegunungannya tuh
Right.
apa?
Your discovery
Kendaraan tuh
caused
bisa
me
ketarik
to make
gitu
a
loh.
serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you
Iya, baru
dared
balik
to
sana.
bring before
Emang
this court?
lagi di Arab, lagi umroh.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
Ini beneran apa bercanda?
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly. Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Iya serius. Wah, lagi umroh. Apa ya doanya biasanya kalau ada orang umroh ya? Lagi di Madinah. Udah berapa hari di sana?
And now that your plan has fallen through and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes?
Semoga ibadah
Therefore,
umrohnya
you would be wise to tell everything you know.
lancar dan diterima oleh Allah Subhanahu wa taala. 4 hari. Sebentar amat. Pakai paket yang ke Turki gitu gak? Hati-hati di jalan, semoga bisa sampai ke tanah air dengan selamat. Amin. Nyokap gue juga mau umroh tuh insya Allah November. Cuman aku tidak ikut. Waduh, kenapa nih? Jadi air.
And now he can no longer talk.
Dia dibungkam sama siapa?
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So,
Berasa nonton film
we're
dah
just
nih.
going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
Betul.
But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even, I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how
Setengah bulan
Father,
sebenarnya
who
di sini
you might
baru
know
balik
as the
tanah air,
Knave,
Masya Allah.
approached recruiting us back then too.
Oh, kalau ibadah umrohnya aja 4 hari, terus sisanya jalan-jalan, apa gimana? 3 September kayaknya udah di rumah. Oh.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously
Betul, 4
observing an
hari
older
maksud,
street performer
baru
who
4
did
hari
magic.
maksudnya di sini.
It took me
Oh,
several
alah.
days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner.
10 harian berarti kan ya? Apa lebih?
To my surprise,
14 hari.
we proved to be pretty popular.
2,5
And we could at least
bulan.
stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time.
Sama siapa ke
But
sana? Sekeluarga?
I didn't want my sister
Pakai
to
travel
remain a
apa?
street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to
Jadi
me
kangen Bang
and
Genshin.
claimed that
Ya,
he wished
nggak
to
bisa
take
ya.
us in
Nggak
after
bawa
watching
laptop
my
ya.
performances.
Main Genshin Klot aja.
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But
Udah
I gradually discovered that
udah
while we were
bersyukur
called
diundang
foster
jadi
children,
tamunya Allah,
he
malah
was
masih
really
mikirin
after
ke
my
Genshin.
talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets
Sama
to garner
kakak iya
attention,
pakai travel.
which he would then use to expand his
Gitu.
social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Justru di sana sambil gacha. Astagfirullahalazim. Kacau, kacau, kacau.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same
Waduh.
return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, This is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care.
Memang setan.
They have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the
Udah jam berapa di sana? Udah jam 14.54 WIB. Hampir jam 3. Di sana jam berapa? Beda berapa jam sih? Lupa deh.
All I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood. And the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement. All of them
Baru jam 10 di sini. 10 pagi. Beda jauh juga ya. Kirain beda 2-3 jam.
Might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
Halo, saya dari masa depan.
For your interests align with ours.
Saya dari masa depan. Yoimi Empire.
Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans.
The Knef siapa? Fatui Harbinger yang mana ya?
From the Sarita to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break.
Yang itu kah yang katanya kekuatannya setara Arkon?
That's right.
Si siapa namanya lupa, Columbia. Bukan ya?
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland.
Arlecchino.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis.
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Bye, Linny.
Jadi mixed feeling kan si Luminnya. Jadi selama ini yang aku bilang adalah aku tuh yang bersetubuh astagfirullah, bersekutu dengan Fatui.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for... And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs.
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't...
You don't have to twist pylons on...
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of...
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Akhirnya kelar juga bagian 1. Apa nih? Serahkan hydrosigilnya udah pada. Ini udah selesai belum kan? Aneh. Tiba. Masih panjang itu. Aduh capek banget gak sih? Kita explore aja gak sih? Boring gue udah jadinya. Sambil main ini. Oh, lucine ini di sini. Tempat buat naro itunya. Ada nanas. Mana? Apa? Oh ini. Oh ini ayam yang tadi. Tuh ntar aja santai aja lah nge-Archon questnya. Capek. Ngasih seserahannya di sini. Kalau di Dragon Spine kan pohon. Di Inazuma pohon juga. Di Sumeru bawang. Kalau ke Fontaine air mancur. Ya, nggak sampai 30 ternyata. Tidak. Ya sudahlah. Belum saatnya mungkin. Udahlah kita quest aja yuk. Event maksudnya. Event quest. Ini ngelawan bos ya. Nyoba ngelawan bos elite.
Too slow. Wind rises. Following me.
Baru pertama kali loh lihat ada bos di tengah apa? Di tengah ini kota kayak semacam pemukiman kan ya? Oh lagi nari ada 2 ternyata lucu banget. Pakai apa ya enaknya ya? Jangan. Pakai apa? Pakai Raiden aja lah yang aman. Sini lo maju lo. Ini kan diapain? Kita kayak gak bisa ngejar. Nggak sih diapa-apain, lagi joget. Lagi dancing. Apa bukan ini yang dilawan? Bukan ini bosnya. Apa sih? Berhenti ikuti. Dialog yang dipilih sebelum memulai tantangan atau menuju tantangan selanjutnya. Milih tantangannya di mana? Depan sini kah? Ini kah? Tidak cuma pandai menari. Dua-duanya kan ya suruh tantang ya. Kalau di quest event. Holy, keren banget sih.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Ikutan mati tuh. Oh gitu mainnya. Kalau satu lagi. Hah? Gimana? Oh iya, tunggu 3 menit dong. Sampai dia respawn. Unik juga. Nah, taruh teleport dulu lah di sini. Biar nggak lama-lama ya kan. Itu dia. Oh, dari sini masuk keluarnya. Ada lift. Mana ku tahu. Nah, sudahlah. Cari teleport aja deh. Buka-bukain. Cicil teleport. Let's go. Nah, dari bawah bisa nggak ya? Nggak bisa kayaknya. Atau bisa ke atas itu. Aduh, apa nih? Oh, dihantam gue balik ke spawn awal. Dia gak jelas. Maksudnya gue dilarang ini ceritanya. Dilarang buat pergi. Weh, gak kena, gak kena. Gak kena. Ya, kena. Kehantam juga. Udahlah. Ya udahlah, lewat via darat aja ya. Nah, itu dia.
There is no escape.
One with the force.
Keep up. Keep up. I think we can forego the lost and found.
Sama. baru lihat lagi. Sedang berkonsentrasi tinggi. Mohon maaf. Dih, nyangkut nggak jelas. Mati ntar, awas. Naiknya gimana? Pakai Kazuha dong. Coba deh, coba dulu.
Begins nose.
Nah. Nah. Look. Oh alah, sejalan. Gelinding dongs. Ih, rimak rebejas doang.
Ooh, what's in here? Maybe a growth serum? Cha. Ha. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh bisa. Seru tau explore fontaine sumpah. Ya. Oke, ini ditandain dulu di mana nih? Mau aku tandain di interactive map. Oh ini. Oke. Sip. Sudah aku tandain.
Squall and fury. The wind rises.
Aduh, serem amat, tinggi amat. Oh, masa Hydro Idolode di sini jadi jahat sih? Sedih. Wih, dapat precious chest, lumayan.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Ya udah buat aku aja. Oke, buka another portal. Sini dulu. Apa sini dulu? Jalur darat dulu lah. Yang EZ.
Squall and fury.
Apa nih?
Can't touch me.
Hah? Ada alat lukis? Punya Albedo? Apa ini? Wih. Apa ini? Ada cutscene. Kenapa? Nah, siapa nih? Salsa. Jadi kalau udah azan asar, kita udahan. Oke, Kak Salsa. Adik Paimon. Gimana? Letakkan kincir angin di antara bunga-bunga. Hah?
Quit following me.
Caranya gimana? Oh ini. Ini. Easy. Ya, udahan. Ternyata questnya singkat. Bye-bye salsa. Masih tadi kita mau ke teleport.
Let's go get ourselves some answers.
No. Udah.
Take it easy.
Ya, di atas lagi. Holy. Haha. Tidak. Ya udah, ke teleport dulu. Ingetin gue.
Take it easy.
Mana tahu kalau chestnya di atas. Kocak deh. Nggak ada akses lagi buat langsung ke sana. Gimana ya? Oh, bisa. Masih ada itunya. Nah, cakep. Ya elah. Common chest doang.
Easy money.
Alhamdulillah. Ambil siapa sih? Hah? Apa?
Lagi benerin Mbak.
Oh. Yakin?
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Loh kok tiba-tiba ada ikan yang mati di sini? Binatangnya lucu-lucu tau. Wait, balik ke tempat ini lagi. Sekarang yang cowoknya kita hajar. Kopelius ya. Oke.
Shine down. Let's light it up. I'm going in.
I'll uproot you.
No turning back.
Torn to oblivion.
Dah, easy. Easy boy. Cakep. Ini ngapain nih? Aduh, udah di bawah lagi. Kapan-kapan aja lah. Lihat tabungan primojemku udah berapa. Udah goceng. Semakin dekat menuju Furina atau Weresele, itulah. Mau itu dulu. Habis ambil forging baru kita kelar. Udahan. Pas sudah damage. Oke, sip. Ada lagi tak? Ada lagi tak? Ah, dapat ini lumayan. Oh, ini tiap bagian dapat ininya. Oke, sip. Oke, kita sudahi dulu live stream hari ini. Makasih semuanya yang telah mampir. Kita jumpa lagi di live stream selanjutnya. Bye guys. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.